I tried arbitrage betting for 1 month and I made sports betting at 100% win rate? Sounds too good to be true. But there is a strategy out there where you can bet on both sides of a match and guarantee that you'll make a profit every single time. And that strategy is arbitrage betting. And in this video, I'm going to provide you a step-by-step tutorial of exactly how I was able to achieve these results so that you can copy and paste this for yourself. Because I wasn't just arbitrage betting, I was live arbitrage betting. So we're first going to dive into an arbitrage example so that you know exactly how to identify these opportunities. I'm then going to share with you my filters or my setups because you need to use some type of software in order to find these profitable opportunities. And OddsJam is a software that I use. So we're going to go through my exact filter setup so that you can see for yourself. Then what I'm going to do is peel back the curtain and share with you my dashboard. So you're going to get an insight to my exact numbers. So you'll know how much money that you can expect to make when you implement this strategy yourself. Finally, I'm going to answer some FAQs. So by the end of this video, you'll be able to execute this strategy to perfection. Over here on the OddsJam arbitrage tool, how this tool operates is it searches and scans all of the sports books that I have accounts with, looks at the hundreds of thousands of different sports betting odds out there, and shows us the plays that the books are out of sync with one another. Because all of these sports books set their odds or prices on their own, there's times where we can find them that they're misaligned with one another. So between FanDuel and Bet365 on the first half point spread between the Heat and the Celtics, we have an opportunity. Anytime the plus odds number is larger than the minus odds number, we can make guaranteed profit hedging our bet, meaning 450 is a larger number than 375. So over on FanDuel, we're going to place a $430 wager on the Heat at plus 15.5 at minus 375 odds. Over at Bet365, we placed a wager on the Celtics at minus 15.5 points for $100 at plus 450 odds. So let's break down the math here. When we jump into the calculator, we have a total investment of $530. $430 on the FanDuel wager and $100 on the Bet365 wager. No matter what happens, if the Heat are tied at the end of the first half, or they're losing by 15 points or less, our wager is going to win over at FanDuel, meaning that we're going to receive our $530 back plus $14.67 of profit. But if the Celtics are in the lead by 16 points or more at halftime, we're going to get a total payout of $550. Again, we are going to receive our $530 back plus $20 in profit. Linked in the description will be a 1-week free trial to OddsJam, and then use my code BILLYC for 35% off your first month after the 1-week trial ends. Another beautiful feature with this software is their free bet tracker. Everything is automatically tracked for me right here. I click the add to tracker, FanDuel, Bet365, the odds, the amount that we wagered is all saved for us in one nice convenient location. When it comes to arbitrage, guys, the more money that you can invest into the market, the more money that you can make. On this left-hand side is our ROI, or our return on our investment, meaning that if we wagered $1,230 in totality, $1,000 on FanDuel, $230 on Bet365, we're going to receive a 2.87% return off of this $1,230 investment, either $35 or $36 in profit. The beauty with arbitrage is that we're hedging our bets, placing two bets on two different books. I don't care what happens in this Celtics Heat game. I don't care if the Heat are up 1,000 points at halftime or if they're down 1,000 points. It doesn't matter. I locked in a guaranteed profit. The example that we just went over was pre-match arbitrage, meaning the game hadn't started yet. But the bulk of my profits in the month of March came from live arbitrage betting. So what we're going to do now is hop back into the OddsJam arbitrage tool, but we're going to go through my filter setup because there's one very key feature that you want to make sure that you're taking advantage of. Live betting moves faster than pre-match, so we want to make sure everything is set up correctly, good to go, so when the opportunities pop up, we're ready to pounce. Back over here at the OddsJam arbitrage tool, earlier we were selected at pre-match here on the top. Now we're currently on live. I am recording this early in the afternoon, guys, so there isn't a lot going on in the sports calendar, but this would be my setup for tonight. So the first thing, we'll click on the 3 white lines right here on the filters, and we're going to start with the sports books. Now, typically, the more sports books that you're utilizing for live arbitrage, the more money that you can make. But early on, we just want to focus on 2 to 4 sports books. Need at least 2 to tango, and some books that I love to go after: FanDuel, DraftKings, Fliff, and then either a combination of MGM, Caesars, or ESPN Bet. All of these books are great, guys, but early on, we just want to focus on a couple of books. That's all we really want to focus on, right? Because things are moving really quick when it comes to live betting. So we don't want to have all the books selected because it's going to be a lot to really take in. So maybe we'll go ahead and use MGM here at the moment. Now, a key feature with 3 of these books, FanDuel, DraftKings, and MGM, they all offer the one-click bet feature on OddsJam, which just is going to automatically pull the play up for you. Now, the big ticket that you want to focus on with live is stoppage. So for basketball, for the NBA, anytime there's a timeout, halftime, injury timeout, commercial break, whatever the case may be, this is when I am finding my opportunities to bet. Now, over here on the minimum maximum odds, I leave this completely blank. For percentage, I like to go after plays that are at least 3% or higher in edge. You can tinker with this if you want, but for me, that's worth my time and money going after any play that's 3% or higher. I leave my maximum filter right here. I leave this completely blank, this field here. Now, this is where some beginning sports bettors go wrong. When it comes to sports, they just have everything selected. Take a look at what's going on in the sports betting calendar tonight. Where's there going to be some opportunities? Maybe for myself, what I really like to do is I focus on one specific sport and one specific league, and then maybe 1 or 2 markets. When it comes to live betting, guys, live arbitrage, I love to focus on mainline markets or player props, but I make a choice before the evening. What am I going to focus on? You know what? We're just going to focus on NBA player props. Now, this is very simple. My date range is just for today. Everything else, I'm set up and good to go. With the DVIG settings, guys, I don't mess around with this. I just leave this just right here with the OddsJam recommended book weights. If you're new to your live arbitrage betting journey, or you're someone that's struggling to find consistency within this, focus on one sport, one market. If it's NBA player props, we know that the games are going to tip off tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern. Okay, well, I'm going to log into DraftKings, FanDuel, Fliff, and BetMGM. I'm going to have them loaded up, ready to go, and I'm going to be selected on NBA, right? For myself, guys, to answer an FAQ in terms of find your setup that works best for you. I have my laptop on this side. I have a second monitor over here on the other side. I also have 2 different cell phones ready to go. Sometimes I like to have a sports book on each cell phone and on one of my screens. That way I'm logged in, ready to go, and I have multiple monitors right here that I can execute. But find the setup that works best for you. For some of you, it might just be using your cell phone. Others might like a laptop a little bit more. But find your perfect setup and focus on one sport and one market to get started. Once you get some plays underneath you, that's when we can expand the sports books and expand the sports in general. If you found value in the content thus far, make sure to smash that subscribe button, click that thumbs up button, and tap that bell notification so you don't miss the next video that I release. Reviewing my dashboard for the month of March, I made just over $15,000. Utilizing OddsJam's bet tracker has been very convenient for me. I also was traveling for a couple of days during the month, so actually these are results for just 28 days of live arbitrage betting. As we scroll down just a touch, you can see that I wagered almost $200,000 and placed almost 1,000 bets in the month of March, bringing back an almost 8% return off of my investment, so a 7.81% return off of $199,000. What often gets lost with arbitrage betting is its daily compound returns. So the money that I took each day that I wagered into the market, I received that money back plus a profit, and I reinvested that over the course of 31 days. That's how I came to a total wager size of $199,000. I actually don't have this money sitting in my bank account ready to go, but daily compound interest or daily compound returns from this strategy seriously adds up when you stay consistent with this over the course of a month. So let's go over some FAQs and best tips and practices. And the first tip, if you noticed at the beginning of the video, when we were placing those arbitrage bets on FanDuel and Bet365, I ended those wagers in zeros. So anything that's above $100, guys, I love to end my bet sizes in zeros and in 5s. I've never had my friends come up to me and say, hey, Billy, I just placed a wager for $117. Also, never add loose change to the end of your bets, no matter if you're wagering $6 or $600. Loose change, leave it off. Just round up or down. Now, if your bet sizes are below $100, then this is okay, but I still would prefer zeros and in 5s. Think about the casual sports bettor. That's who we want to appear as to these sports books, and very few casual sports bettors are betting $46 or $93 on a bet. Round to zeros and fives, and you'll be in a better spot. The next question you may have is, well, Billy, you made a lot of money this month. Didn't you get limited? And the answer is yes. You're going to get limited no matter what strategy you use with sports betting. If you make money sports betting, the books don't like that type of customer. They are going to limit you eventually. So there were some sports books that along the road I did get limited on, but I would still take that trade-off to make $15,000 in a month. This is the case with sports betting, guys. Limits are a part of the game. No matter if you're using an arbitrage or positive EV strategy, or your next door neighbor is just giving you crazy consistent winners. It doesn't matter. If you make money sports betting consistently off the books, you will get limited. In terms of what sports books maybe are best combinations for arbitrage, as I showcased a little bit earlier, FanDuel and Fliff for NBA is fantastic. I found a lot of success between FanDuel and DraftKings, arbitraging them with Fliff. That was a great combination. And the beautiful part with Fliff is they're available in like 47 states in America. DraftKings and FanDuel are the two most popular sports books in the country. So it's going to be a nice combo for you to have. But also I utilized a lot of different offshore sports books as well to help out with my arbitrage betting success. Outside of domestic sports books, offshore books really opened up a whole new world for me for more profitable opportunities. Something else that often gets lost, guys, with arbitrage betting is if you've had a DraftKings account for years and you were just a casual sports bettor, and then you found arbitrage betting, your earning potential on that specific account is much higher compared to someone that just signs up with a new DraftKings account today. The sports books love to see customers that lose. And so if you lose, you'll actually be allowed to wager more. So if you've been a casual sports bettor for a while and you've been using certain sports books, you'll actually be able to earn more money arbitrage betting on those accounts compared to someone that just signed up with them today and got started. Another subtle tip that maybe doesn't get talked about a lot is going after sports books for live arbitrage betting that is going to tell you the max wager sizes. Offshore sports books do a great job of doing this. FanDuel, Fliff, Hard Rock, ESPN Bet. You can find out what the max wager size is on these sports books. So if you're truly trying to maximize your returns with live arbitrage betting, use books that you automatically already know what the max limit is for those bets. That way you can work within those parameters. DraftKings and BetMGM, the difficult part with those books is we don't know what the max wager size is. We're simply guessing. The last tip that I want to share with you guys is I want to preach to you patience. You need to have patience when it comes to this strategy. I've been sports betting for over 3 years. I'm very familiar with the arbitrage strategy. While live arbitrage was a new arena for me, I made sure to spend hours upon hours to take a look at the tools, see what books were popping up, get acclimated to the speeds. This didn't happen overnight. A bonus tip for you guys, if you're truly looking to maximize your returns with arbitrage betting, for pre-match, I would just go and place a couple of wagers to get your feet wet for maybe $10 to $15. Get some reps in, and then once you're comfortable with the arbitrage strategy, this is where I think the live arena is where you're going to want to go to next, because the longevity of your accounts that are going to last longer with live compared to pre-match is really night and day, and you're also going to see higher ROI returns when it comes to live arbing. Something that pairs really well with live arbitrage betting and stoppages is Major League Baseball, and baseball season is here. You're going to want to check out my favorite player prop markets that help me dominate the books. Click this video right here that's going to walk you through step by step the odds range, the markets, and the sports books that I love to focus on to dominate these books all throughout the season.